Welcome to Vision Miner. Today I'm going to be scanning this. What is this, a pair of keys? No, it is this beast and monstrosity below me with the Einscan Libre. But first, we have to get it into the shop. And I don't know how to get down. I really, oh, maybe? Let's begin. I'm going to be using the Libre on the front of his car. It's a challenging scan because everything is dark black. We're going to be using blue laser mode, all handheld. And this is actually, you guys know Rob, this is his car. He's not here right now, so I have to move it inside. So first let's get it inside, then we'll start this scan. Let's go. Follow along. Whiskey tango. Oh, is that a whiskey tango? Let's be ready for action. All right, ready? Easy. Whatever. How hard can it be? Nice tire. Good location. Hey, someone want to help? Sweet home Alabama. No. Let's take a moment and just assess. Okay, I need to go straight, back, and then cut. Ooh, man, I don't know if it'll fit. Straight or turn? Don't get frustrated with me. This isn't my car. I have an idea, Mr. Driver Man.
Salutations, fine shits. How did we get your car in here? No, it'll definitely work. I think we need to come in at a more aggressive angle. Tell me when the nose is in. Start turning. Good?
As you can see, I nailed this. So now the fun begins, and let's actually get scanning. I'm so good at driving, dude. You can edit that, right? Fix that in post? Okay. Now begins the scanning process. So I'm gonna get what I see on the screen synced up to the computer so you can see exactly what the scanner's seeing and so you can see what I'm seeing. So be back in a second with Colcam and Libre Cam. You can fit so many scanners in this guy. Should we do like a head cam so they can see exactly what I'm seeing? Don't we have something like that? Let's try that real quick first. We're not using this. All right, so what you're gonna see me do here is all of these dark parts. I'm gonna try to do the whole front end of this car, engine and everything, in blue laser mode. That's the mode everyone loves. This has the ability to do hybrid. I'm gonna remove markers and the alignment's gonna be feature and texture, blue laser. What you might find interesting is that I'm using 3mm resolution. It's a very low resolution considering this thing can do 0.05. But gotta remember, resolution doesn't change accuracy. So I'm gonna cut the amount of points we have massively. If it doesn't look good, we'll do it again in a high resolution, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna look pretty good. Should I do texture? You want color too? Yeah, we got it. Blue laser and color with no markers. Let's do this. On a part with a lot of dark features, I want to start on this with the most complex part that has the most features as the starting point, because the only time you're really gonna lose tracking is in the very beginning. So I'm actually gonna go up in here with where these springs are, suspension components, control arm. I'm gonna start there, and that'll give me a much higher potential of not losing tracking. So let's see how she goes. Now, something to take into account, and another reason why I chose 3mm is because you can be farther away from the scan, which allows you to collect a lot more data at once. So let's start. There we go. I want you to understand, that is an all black part using blue laser with no markers and getting a color image of it at the same time. Handheld. That's pretty cool. If you find yourself continuously losing tracking, you're gonna lose tracking with any scanner. I just go very slowly panning to get more features so it has more reference. Very slow, and then once it actually starts picking up, yeah, there you go. Once it starts getting those hoses and clips and wires, tracking is not gonna be an issue. It's just little areas you have to be a bit cautious of. But once it picks it up, the more you scan, the easier tracking is going to be. Wow, that's cool. It looks really cool on the screen. Let's get some of the fender in there. So This thing is really fast. Yeah, blue laser, no markers, and I get to scan at a good distance away very quickly. For a handheld unit, that's really cool. There's gonna be a big void here, and it's dark and it's all black. So I need to hit it on the right angle, watch the light, try to figure out what the light's going to do. Track, 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 where are you? There you go. I'm gonna start. See how far down in there, come on. How far down in there I can get. All right, some A-sub might be in order for some of these parts, but we'll go back and do that. Oh, wow. What? Well, you'll see it on the screen, but all on the handheld, that's crazy. All right, so it is our plan to actually scan the interior of the vehicle as well, so we get a complete scan, which we want to release to you guys too. That's going to be in another video, but I am going to show you what kind of challenges we're going to face when printing the inside of an off-road vehicle like this, because it has been modified. So if you look back here, I think you'll see the 22 IDEX with a Libre inside. Wow, what a package. VisionMiner.com is where you can get one. I know I love mine. I'm a guy that likes to stay on the road. I like to keep moving, and I need a dependable, rugged machine that can keep up with my active lifestyle. That's why I chose the 22 IDEX with a Libre inside. You can pick one of these bad boys up at VisionMiner.com, including tons of other things. Materials, scanners, SLS printers. That's pretty neat. You don't believe me? Ask Northrop Grumman, SpaceX, Tesla. The list goes on. Maybe military. Definitely military. Check it out on the site, VisionMiner.com. You're supporting us. We love you. Thank you. Now back to the video. I need the scanner. I can't believe the markerless, the blue laser markerless and color works so friggin' well. I'm keeping an eye on my distance there. By getting further and closer, it'll pick up things that, there we go. Now, my goal here is to actually get real deep down in this. So, okay, let's see what happens when I go on this quarter panel. Is that a quarter panel? That's a quarter panel. There's not gonna be any features here. Well, maybe some, but there's like no texture. I wanna see, come on. Oh, so if you run into an issue like that, all you have to do, if I go up and get some more of the engine in there, which has a ton of features, boom. It can reference, I actually think I need to change the brightness here. Yeah, baby. I know what's best. Now, when we look at the finished mesh, we'll get to see how the more you scan and the further you scan from your origin point, you tend to lose accuracy. And you'll see that in the final scan. What I've seen so far with this huge volume we're doing all at once, that's not been an issue. And remember, this thing is capturing color the entire time. It almost feels like watching someone do a painting and you don't really know what it is until they keep going, and then you get to watch it all come together. And I know what this car looks like, obviously, but to see it recreated in my hand in real time is pretty trippy. So to be completely honest, this would all be a lot easier if I just sprayed a ton of A-sub, but what's the fun in that? I got a lot of data here. I want to do this scan again in a higher resolution, really push this thing, because it was handling this no problem, and merge those scans together. So let's just load this thing up with points and really challenge it. It's really, really easy. I will click New, Laser HD feature, resolution. Oh, I'm stuck in that one, so I do have to create a new, ready. So, okay, here's the goal. We already got to scan it to the lowest resolution the blue laser can do. I'm gonna up the resolution, really push this machine. Then after that, I'm gonna do IR. I'm gonna do every scan mode I basically can. And we get to, in the software, combine all of those, all the best of those features into one final scan. I am going to add to this project 0.5. Let's do it. Make sure we have features and texture, laser HD. Let's roll. Remember, we're just merging these scans. Now I'm gonna imagine I need to be a lot closer and this is gonna be a lot slower, but we'll see. So once again, I'm gonna start in a we'll start in the engine bay because it's very complex. So it is locked. The more features and textures it has when you begin scanning, the less likely it's going to be to lose tracking because You know, if I started on the side of this panel that has nothing, it wouldn't know what to follow. So anyway, let's just go. Oh yeah, I need to be way closer. Oh, the other thing you'll notice is that it takes a lot longer for the part to be blue. Yellow is, I have some data. Blue is, this data is good, I can verify I like this data. Pay attention to your distance meter. There on the side, you see it green, it'll go red, blue, because you're going to be focusing on the scan, but it's super crucial to make sure that you're at the right distance. It's like, Matt, what would you call it like on a camera? Focal, where, you know, it can only see in a certain distance or else it's going to be blurry. What's that called?
Depth of field.
Depth of field, thank you. Range of focus. So think about it that way. And even though it has auto, we'll do auto brightness, watch. I like to just do my own brightness. My goal is to get a really in-depth, complete scan of this entire front end of the vehicle. That's gonna take me a while. I'm gonna try to do the most detailed job I can. So I might spend quite a bit of time on this. If you're newer to scanning, check this out. I have to make the transition from this engine bay. I wanna get the suspension down here, right? So I'm gonna have to transition in a way that it won't lose tracking. This is clear. It's not gonna like that. I'm gonna go with find the path of most features and most textures, which I'm gonna guess is gonna be through here. So I'm gonna, keeping in mind what it can see, there we go. Just point it down a little bit. See, up here at the very top, I still have a lot of the engine and all these complex features. If I just quickly move down, it's gonna lose those. So it's using all of this complex data up here, these shapes, as like an anchor point. Here's the thing, with other scanners, I have to do this, do that, and really think it through. This thing is, it just kind of does it. It's pretty refined. Well, you'll see with the final result. Yellow, yellow, yellow. That's why I like to do lower resolution scanning. Super fast. I check that out and see if, once it's meshed, if that data gets me what I want. You'd be surprised how good lower resolution accuracy stays the same. You'd be surprised how lower resolution scans look. If I need more data or I need an area with more info, I just go back in and scan it again and merge them together. But what that does, by combining projects, that saves you time. So this takes much longer because we're in a much higher resolution. It's taking much longer. All this is still yellow. By going through and just choosing sections that you want to do in this slower, higher resolution scan, you save an immense amount of time. That's another benefit of scanning in a lower resolution, is that you get to be further away. And that means that the camera sees more at once. So it has a larger field of view to pick up on textures and things that it can use as anchor points from further away. But we're at a pretty low resolution, so you just have to think a little bit more about. We'll time lapse me completing everything. Let's move to IR. The ability to capture huge areas like this super quickly while on the same device, running over that scan again in blue laser, very high resolution, is just so incredibly powerful, because now we can just get a rough shape, and then we merge this IR scan, HD blue laser, standard blue laser, all into one file. And I have not used a marker once. And I have scanners. I have a lot of scanners at home. Not having to use markers is great. Lots of people claim you don't have to use markers. This is the only device I have used recently that just literally works without them. And if you've scanned before, you know, sometimes I'll take the ground and get ground in the shot, so when I'm doing these transitions, it'll use that as a texture. The shining software that you get included with the scanner is amazing and incredibly powerful. So a lot of this stuff I'm going to show you in the software where we merge these all together. We can even pick parts we don't like. And I'm going to spend the rest of the day getting all those deep, difficult to reach places with A-sub and whatnot. You'll see it on the time lapse, but I'm not gonna make you go through that. But we did scanning in pretty much every mode, none with markers. What do you think, Fern? Yeah. All right, let's do that. Let's see what the end result looks like. Guys, time to get real. Fun time's over. Well, it's still gonna be fun, but serious time. This is the result. Here's an IR Rapid, 1.5 millimeter laser, everything was done at 1.5. IR Rapid and blue laser. There's the texture. I can clean that up even better, but this just allowed me to take all these different little scans, throw them together, align them very intuitively and easily, and throw them together and make this. This was actually a lot of fun to do. At first this felt like it was gonna be a daunting project, but I enjoyed using this scanner and this software. It was super powerful and I like the results. Keep in mind, this is 1.5 millimeter resolution. This thing will go 0.05. That's more. This is like low resolution for this thing. Actually, it's half resolution. This blue laser will go from 3 millimeter resolution to 0.05. We did a detailed engine bay, most of the front end of the car with awesome accuracy. And if you subscribe and follow around, you'll see me do the entire thing. One scanner, handheld, blue laser, the entire vehicle inside and out. That's something to keep watching for. Overall, this is gonna be my go-to scanner from now on. I was a bit unsure at first. It's a high price, and I'm used to these tethered scanners, but the features this thing has in it, the rewind feature is unreal. I want your opinion because you've used this. This is Kyle. He actually did the whole scan. You're fine, buddy.
So the rewind function is something they kind of mentioned to me, but I forgot about it, to be honest with you. And then when we were going, I looked at it and I was like, wait, hold on a second. Usually I'm just starting a new project, so I wasn't even paying attention to that little section of it. And then I was like, wait, hold on a second. Are you telling me if I mess up, I scan my arm on accident, I do this, I can literally rewind.
Go back in time?
It reminds me of Prince of Persia. Niche. PlayStation 2. You could rewind and go back and get what you did. You messed up somewhere, you got your time back, right? So on this, sometimes scanning isn't perfect, right? Every once in a while, things will happen.
No scanner's perfect.
It'll double up every once in a while. It'll be just off. And then you realize that and immediately just say, okay, I'm gonna go back. You need 50 frames to start it, but pretty much if you're in the middle of a scan, then you can instantly go back.
And why is that a huge deal? It's a huge deal because it's a huge time saver. Instead of deleting that entire scan and starting again, rewind, beep, beep, go. Okay, that's great, bud. Thanks. Get out of here. There's Rob. Rob, hey, I'm talking about the Libre. You have thoughts? There's your car, man.
Yeah, love it.
So tell us.
So Libre, yeah, obviously wireless is the #1 thing, and then you've also got the lasers, which is great.
Lasers are cool.
On top of that, markerless lasers, which is pretty unheard of. It's very rare. People have always been asking for it. The IR modes and everything that are great. They came from the free scan line and the H2 and everything. Works fantastic. I think that the coolest thing for me is really the color with lasers. You're projecting blue lasers onto the object and you're still getting good texture.
It just ignores it.
So it's just like taking the snapshots at the exact right time, which is unheard of. So it's kind of cool. Now, most of the time, it depends. Every scanner is application dependent, right? There's a perfect scanner for every job. What this sort of does is it sort of just wraps everything that people have been asking for years and all the best and latest tech into a wireless handheld package, which is frankly pretty impressive for not all that much in price. I think we'll probably see a metrology grade version soon in the free scan line. It'll probably, probably double the price or whatever, but
I think it's a game changer.
We had the wireless hobbyist scanners, which are cool because they're wireless, but they just don't really get that good of scans. So to have a professional one that you can just take anywhere, you can do all the workflow on the scanner if you want. Or you can
you don't even really have to use the computer.
It's pretty sweet.
And it's got the power to do it,
Yeah. Little tidbit too, I will say, the fact that you included 2 batteries was like, good job. Good job, guys.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you very much. Guys, real talk, this thing has been awesome. It's a beast. You guys got to get one, whether you're in automotive, aerospace, aviation, or you're just a rich guy who wants one. I highly recommend. First I was skeptical, and if I didn't like it, I would have told you. I love this thing. I'm going to start taking it home and not telling anybody. Wow, what an experience. I sure had a lot of fun, as you can tell by my clothing. I did all this work myself. Actually, I did have a lot of fun. And if you enjoyed watching it, let us know and we'll make more videos like that. Also, go to visionminer.com. You can get this thing there. You can get a ton of different scanners from Shining there. You can get amazing 3D printers, amazing filament. Nanopolymer adhesive, you can't forget about nanopolymer adhesive. You can't. Okay, well, back to work. Thanks, guys.